The headline: APC says no going back on campaign despite court judgment disqualifying Timipre Silva. Police parade suspected killers of Zamfara journalists. Bandits kill village head in Niger attack. From the international scene, Algeria enforces Francophone schools to adopt Arabic curriculum. Hello and welcome to Trust TV News Update. I am Sumaya Abubakar. Thank you for joining us, and now the details. The national chairman of the All Progressive Congress, Abdullahi Ganduje, says the party remains resolute in the face of a court ruling disqualifying Timipre Silva, the APC candidate for the Bayelsa governorship election. Speaking to State House correspondents in Abuja on Tuesday, Ganduje reassured party supporters that the setback resulting from the judgment will not deter the APC from its preparations for the upcoming election in Bayelsa. Ganduje emphasized the party's commitment to the electoral process despite the recent legal challenge.
Well, it's unfortunate that judgment, but we can say that it is democracy in action. But we learned that the person who took the issue to the court of law is not even qualified because he did not contest with the Silva. Therefore, he's not even qualified for him to take the issue to the courts. However, we are appealing. We are waiting for the judgment, and then we appeal on that issue. Well, last 2 weeks I was in Bayelsa for 2 good days, and I think they were ready, and they are still ready to win the election. Therefore, this is a little distraction anyway, but we will overcome it. We believe the appeal court will give us a positive judgment, so that, but that will not stop us from making arrangement for the forthcoming election, which is coming up on the 11th November 2023.
In security, the Zamfara State Police Command has arrested 2 suspects in connection to killing veteran journalist Hamisu Njiba, parading the suspects at the police command headquarters in Gusau, the Zamfara state capital. The Commissioner of Police, Muhammad Shehu Dalijan, said Hamisu Njiba, a reporter with the Voice of Nigeria, was killed by his nephew Mansur Haruna and his friend Ibrahim Nababa. The Commissioner of Police said the prime suspect, Mansur Haruna, confessed to the police, giving details of how the failed kidnapped attempt led to the killing of the veteran journalist. The police also paraded a suspected bandit who specializes in trafficking military hardware from Aba in Abia State to a bandit enclave in Kaura Namoda local government area of Zamfara State. Suspected bandits have invaded Kaura Namoda town, killing 2 persons in the early hours of Wednesday. Eyewitness account says that the suspected bandits stormed the town, targeting herds of cattle in the Kaura Namoda local government headquarters. The bandits said to be carrying heavy firearms shot sporadically to scare residents away, killing 2 persons in the process. Reports say the suspected bandits rustled cattle in the town. Meanwhile, the village head of Zazaga in Munya local government area of Niger State, Usman Sarki, has been shot dead by bandits. Reports say that bandits launched the attack on Zazaga and adjoining communities on Tuesday night. Sources said unspecified number of other farmers, including women, were also kidnapped. A source told our reporter that the attack was launched in the night on Tuesday, and the village head of Zazaga, Usman Sarki, was shot dead and many others kidnapped. Residents told our correspondent that attacks on communities in Munya, Shiroro and Rafi local government areas have resumed or become a daily occurrence in the last few weeks. When contacted, the Niger State Police Command's Public Relations Officer, DSP Wasiu Abiodun, confirmed the attack, but said that he was yet to get the full details. Gunmen suspected to be cultists have shot and killed an automobile technician in the Diobu axis of Port Harcourt, the Rivers State. The incident reportedly occurred at about 8:55 p.m. on Tuesday. Speaking on the incident, the commander of a local vigilante group, Prince Amatari, said the victim was killed in a red wagon golf car. Spokesperson of the Rivers State Police Command, Grace Irenge Koko, said that she was yet to get details on the incident. The police operatives in Bauchi State on Tuesday arrested 3 suspects in connection with the disappearance of body parts in Toro, local government area of the state. The Commissioner of Police, Musa Muhammad Awal, disclosed this to newsmen during a press conference at the command headquarters in Bauchi. Trust TV's Adamu Imam completes the report.
The Commissioner of Police reiterated their commitment to secure the lives and property of the citizenry, saying the command under his watch has recorded success in its clamp down all forms of criminality in the state. While parading the suspects who allegedly specialize in dispossessing unsuspecting members of the public of their manhood within Nabado into a local government area, the Commissioner also confirmed that one of the suspects, Yonana Abubakar, collapsed and was rushed to a nearby clinic where he was confirmed dead by a medical doctor.
Arrested suspects were alleged of spiritually stealing a male organ of one Usman Salih M, age 28 years, of Sabon Garin Nabado. During interrogation, the suspect confessed to have committed the alleged offense for ritual purposes, which led to the arrest of their gang leader, who died during interrogation by the Prohan. That's the professional hunters. Investigation is still ongoing, after which the suspect will be charged to court for prosecution accordingly.
Speaking to newsmen, the suspects regretted their involvement in the crime. The suspects included a woman who allegedly killed a 5-year-old stepdaughter, accusing her of defecating on her. I steal manhood, and we usually use charm and rub our hands before we shake people. Once we did that, we shake hand, the manhood will disappear. That's all. Whenever it happens, then I hand over the manhood to my colleague. That's him. His name is Beatrice. I will also caution women to be more accommodating in their matrimonial homes, which he said were God's destiny for them.
Accordingly, I want to use this opportunity in this particular matter to call on our mothers, sisters, that the kind of envy about the rivalry between wives at home, we should try as much as possible to reduce it, because this is an act of wickedness. Because you are not the mother, the biological mother of a 5-year-old girl. She stole in her trouser, you beat her, and it caused her death. It's really, really, really horrible.
The police said they recovered several locally made guns, 105 live ammunition, laptops and phones, 2 tricycles and motorcycles which the suspect used to perpetrate their nefarious activities within their base. Adam Imam, Trust TV News, Bauchi.
A Jos Magistrate Court sitting in Jos on Tuesday granted the alleged kidney harvester Noah Kekere and his accomplices bail. Kekere, alongside 2 others, were arrested for allegedly removing the kidneys of 2 persons at Myrna Clinic and Maternity. The defense counsel applied for the bail, after which the magistrate granted bail conditions for the accused, including presenting 2 sureties. This development was not well received by Nasarawa Gong, the community where the hospital is located. The community leader, Jamilu Baba, expressed shock at the development, while the spokesman of the State Police Command, DSP Alfred Alabo, said the prosecution of the case is no longer with the police. The State Director of Public Prosecution in the Ministry of Justice, David Williams, when contacted on the development, did not comment on the issue. The members of Community Security Watch Corps, trained to complement regular security operatives in the fight against banditry and other criminalities in Katsina State, have completed their training. The Community Security Watch Corps, in the initiative of Governor Dikko Umar Radda to help in combating the insecurity bedeviling 22 out of the 34 local government areas of the state. Abdullahi Yamadi completes the report.
Worried by the killings, abductions and rustling of animals, Katsina State government decided to employ community watch volunteers to complement security operatives. The Security Watch Corps have now completed their training and ready to begin the work of providing security. Already, security gadgets and other logistics have been provided by the Katsina State government, while the enthusiastic residents are relentlessly praying for the success of these volunteers in the fight against banditry.
Katsina State, like every other state, faces its unique set of challenges. However, the introduction of Katsina Community Watch Corps illustrates our proactive approach to those challenges. The very essence of this corps lies in community engagement, collaboration and mutual respect by leveraging localized knowledge and fostering trust. We are not merely addressing symptoms, but targeting the root of insecurity in our state.
With this inspiring development, Katsina residents are expecting a working collaboration with sister security agencies to address the monster of banditry in the state. Governor Radda is working with governors in the Northwest region to bring synergy to successfully confront the elements disrupting the peace of the region.
I would like to invite my brothers, the governors of the Northwest and other governors in the entire country that are here today, and those in our region to embrace this community-driven approach to tackling insecurity in our country.
Security experts who held the initiative are quick to suggest that there is no better time to get the federal government's support to fight banditry in the Northwest region than now, calling on President Tinubu to give the initiative his support. Abdullahi Ismail, Trust Television News, Katsina.
You're watching News Update on Trust TV. Coming up, we'll take a look at how mental health correlates with the national GDP. This and more after the break. Stay with us.
Are you interested in the latest news and developments in Nigerian politics, policy, governance, and other critical national issues? Look no further than Daily Politics on Trust TV. Our panel of experts and key people in government provide in-depth analysis and commentary on the biggest stories in Nigerian politics.
And 33.3 million Nigerians are suffering from multidimensional poverty.
It's a much calmer Buhari than the Buhari who was in the khaki uniform.
Naira to Naira exchange rate is higher anywhere in the world. The Naira is higher than dollar exchange rate. So you want to...
Since central bank governor you're doing, you must do it fast.
The number of casualties we have had, we shouldn't have had. Security as far as Nigeria is concerned, we have wronged.
From the inner workings of government to the latest on legislation, rule of law, implementation, and democracy, we have you covered. Don't miss out on the latest political news and discussion Tune in to Daily Politics, weekdays on Trust TV, your source for reliable and unbiased coverage of Nigerian politics.
Welcome back. If you're just joining us, this is News Update on Trust TV. Here's a recap of our top stories. Report UAPC says court judgment disqualifying Timmy Silva will not stop its preparation for Bayelsa governorship election. And police parade suspected killer of Zamfara journalist. Moving on to more stories, the residents of Asaba, the Delta State capital, are advocating an alternative dispute resolution mechanism between the organized labor and the federal government. A cross-section of residents speaking to Trust TV say industrial action is often counterproductive in resolving labor concerns. Trust TV's Jonathan Awanyai reports.
Strike action is one of the fundamental means available to workers and their organizations to achieve their economic and social interests. It is the most visible and controversial form of collective action in the event of a labor dispute and is often seen as a last resort of workers' organizations in pursuit of their demands. In Asaba, Delta State capital, residents who spoke with Trust TV opine that continuing on the path of dialogue will be the best option for the economy, especially at the state level.
Going into socio-economic policies, how to partner with federal government and state governments, partner with civil societies and NGOs, engage, work on solutions, bring NGOs on board, international NGOs and domestic NGOs that will get our people off the streets.
Commend their efforts. They really tried, at least the little increments, but they should not narrow it only to civil servants. They are more conscious of the civil servants. You know, we are civil societies, we are neither here nor there. We say it as it is.
On the recent suspension of the planned nationwide strike for 1 month by organized labor, they said it was a welcome development as embarking on strike was not the best option as it would compound the present sufferings of Nigerians.
To offer what labor is requesting for. There's no need going on strike. No. If you are requesting for something and government decides to say, okay, I will offer you this. This is what you are looking for. I will give it to you. I must to some extent commend Ajeru-led NRC for the noble idea to stop the strike, because strike has a very negative impact on the economy.
So because we can always meet at the round table, and if our demands are met, then what's the need going on strike? You understand? Because the strike, when you say strike, okay, so you should totally shut down the system.
However, to some others, when dialogue and lobbying does not yield results, strike becomes the only way workers can channel their grievances. Jonathan Awanyai, Trust TV News, Asaba.
Health is wealth, and that is why medical experts believe that poor mental health among Nigerians without proper care could lead to a decline in Nigeria's GDP. A Kaduna-based consultant psychiatrist says that mental health issues, if left unattended, could negatively affect the productivity of individuals, limiting their contribution to the national development. The Clarion Call is part of the theme marking this year's World Mental Health Day. Bello Musa reports.
It is a day to promote mental health and well-being worldwide, create awareness on mental health challenge, and show the importance of mental health. According to statistics, 1 in every 4 Nigerians, an estimated 15 million Nigerians, are living with mental health challenge. As the economic realities in the country worsen, Experts fear that the situation may lead many to mental crisis due to increased physical and mental stress.
Now, social factors are things that happen to individuals that are not directly related to the person, or they are not directly in the control of the individual. For instance, having a job, having shelter, having feeding, regular feeding, finances, having a job, having this basic social security. Now, once any of these things are any of the social security pillars, how would I say, they are hindered, or they are affected, or they are adversely affected. Now, what this means is that that particular individual might end up not being productive in the country because he's not earning, he's not making money, he's ill, he's sick, he's not able to actually live a productive life.
It is commonly believed that drugs abuse and sickness of the mind are the major causes of mental illness. However, there is a poor perception of health challenge in the country.
Now, for individuals that eventually get identified, they have this fear that when you go for psychiatric treatment, you'll be labeled. And truly, our society does that. Once a family, someone in the family has had a psychiatric illness, many people actually shy away, or they avoid allowing their own maybe relatives to marry into such families or associating with such individuals. In some communities, the family may even be labeled as a witch family.
Though they are commonly found on the street, living in poor and unhygienic conditions, these vagrants constitute a small fraction of people with mental illness.
20 million individuals are walking around with one form of mental illness or the other. Now, the individuals that have the conditions that may lead to such vagrancy, living on the streets, eating from unhygienic places, hoarding rubbish, talking to themselves, belong to a very small fraction, less than 1% of the population.
According to her, identifying mental illness and seeking appropriate treatment can prevent complications. The theme for the World Mental Health Day 2023 is Mental Health is a Universal Human Right. Bello Musa, Trust TV News, Kaduna.
From the international scene, amid public debate about French language in France's former African colonies, Algeria is denying claims that efforts to force Francophone private schools to adopt the country's national curriculum constitute hostility towards French. Education Minister Abdelkrim Belabed said that no languages were being targeted in Algeria and noted that multilingualism was among the education system's major achievements. Algeria has more French speakers than all but two nations, France itself and the Democratic Republic of Congo. Nearly 15 million people out of the country's population of 44 million speak it, according to the International Organization of the French Language. But Algeria is among the many nations throughout Africa placing a greater emphasis on English and indigenous languages, and in the process re-evaluating French's role in school and society. Neighboring Mali changed its constitution to remove French from its list of official languages, and Morocco made English classes compulsory in high schools. Enforcement efforts against private schools that prepare students for higher education in French are not new. They are dated back to 2019. But authorities had not, until this year, aggressively pursued enforcing them. Their efforts provoked headlines and outcry in French media and among Algerian families who cannot afford the tuition. In sports, the Super Eagles camp is now open in Portugal for their international friendlies against Saudi Arabia and Mozambique. The Jose Poceiro-led team will engage in warm-up games against Saudi Arabia and Mozambique in Portimao, Portugal. The three-times AFCON winners will commence preparations for the international this Tuesday, with players expected to start arriving from their base from Wednesday. Some key players are returning to the squad, and the aim is to build on team's recent success in the 2024 Africa Cup of Nations qualifier. These matches will serve as preparation for the 2026 FIFA World Cup qualifying matches, as well as African Nations Cup finals in Cote d'Ivoire. The Eagles will take on the Green Falcons of Saudi Arabia on Friday before facing with the Mambas of Mozambique in the same city 3 days later. Finally, Nigeria's basketball national team, the Tigers, defeated the Serbian basketball team 81-53 to maintain their stunning form in the ongoing China-friendly basketball competition. The Tigers defeated the FIBA World number 6 ranked team after an earlier impressive 75-70 win over Team USA in their opening game in China. Recall that the Nigerian men's senior basketball team left the country last Monday for a playing tour of games in China. The tour is expected to end on October 20th. Their stunning form in China started after failing to advance to the Paris 2024 Olympics in a qualification series held in their home country, Nigeria, in the city of Lagos in August 2023. The tour of games in China is just a part of one of the many development initiatives run by the Nigerian Basketball Federation Board. And with that, we wrap up News Update on Trust TV. Do not forget to follow us across all our social media platforms and join our YouTube live stream for more news, programs and documentaries. I am Sumaya Abubakar. Thanks for watching.